Do you ever look back on a particular day which turned your life into something you never thought it could be? I know mine. 2nd November 2020. Wondering what happened after that? We attended online classes, made online section wise groups, made online friends. With some of them, I chat regularly. We met on Google Meets, made some really good contacts. Within weeks, we became so close that we started having movie nights on every Friday. Life was different this time. Never thought leaving my hometown and shifting to a new city for the rest of your life, and again, a college which will be miles away from my new city. Everything happened so fast, and I didn't realize when I got myself busy with all my college friends and college ones that I kinda started feeling happy about my new way of living. Gave online mid-sems and end-sems, and suddenly on 28th Feb 2021 our first sem ended. But do you wanna know what was the best part? 3rd Feb 2021 we got a mail from our university that college is reopening from March. On 3rd March 2021, I traveled from Kolkata to Jaipur with my family so that I can take blessings from my grandparents before starting off a new journey. Spent a few days with them, and then we went on a road trip from Delhi to Jaipur. Road trip after so many years. The ride was so smooth, I didn't feel like I ever had motion sickness. After traveling for 7+ hours, we finally reached our destination. We spent 2 days on a guest house provided by my father's company. Got a new sim for Jaipur, went on to explore Jaipur as much as we could. Bought some Rajasthani clothes and sandals. Finally, 8th March 2021, the day when my new life started. I was having mixed feelings, nervous and also excited. Nervous as I'll be spending all time alone, far away from my parents for the next 4 years. Excited because finally I'll be having a campus life which I always had dreamt of. But since that day, I never imagined my life will change this much that I have never thought of. I was adjusting everything of my room all alone until a friend of mine called me and asked me to join her with some of her friends. Trust me, that was the first time of that day I felt relief. Spent the rest of the day with them and almost meeting everyone from my section who arrived on 8th or before. Had my first mess food as a dinner and went back to room adjusting everything, calling my friends on where they have reached and dozed off. 9th March was the most awaited day of my life back then, because that's when my friends whom I had already connected during my online semester were arriving. We met, we sat together, had meals together, made funny GIF of each other, played games, partied together and whatnot. Campus life was fun. We sang together, saw people dance together, tried drawing, took an awful lot of photos, had the best birthday of my life. Everything was going smooth, but then few of my friends had to return home due to some reasons, and suddenly I felt like, man, I have never enjoyed this much in the past few years, and I've only known them for a few months. After a few of them left, all those memories which we created in less than a month started flooding on my head. How I used to get back to my room as soon as the clock struck at 9:30, and how it changed staying out till 11 p.m. I was feeling a bit lonely, to be honest, but thanks to these two who were always there. Your eyes take me to heaven. Backtracking a little bit, I remember buying a tripod, not for YouTube, but for cleaning my own self portraits. And then suddenly one day getting this idea to open a YouTube channel dedicating only for students. I remember watching my hometown drift away from the back window of my car, and I was so happy about it. I remember it was bright and sunny, making a whole travel vlog out of it, which apparently didn't perform that well if I compare it with my other videos. I remember someone telling me that no one can prepare for college, one can only try. I didn't understand the full depth of that statement back then. I was aware that a lot of things are gonna change in my life, but I didn't see what was coming next. One thing I had in mind while choosing among different colleges available, I wanted to go far from my home, no matter what. I got to see probably the best two sunsets of my life. Until that point, rest of the time I was reading books, chatting with my friends that I left behind at my hometown and in solitude, wandering out of the window, not really trying to see anything that the world has to offer, but trying to picture the life I was going to have from the next day. The very next day, I woke up before the alarm and we took a cab to get to the college. I went to college just to visit once before I moved in there, and I didn't felt like recording as I only had 2 days left with my family before they head back to Kolkata. So I wanted to spend as much time as I can before starting off a new chapter of my life. Just like any other university, Manipal University Jaipur was in the outskirts of the city. Maybe I should have been freaking out back then, but I was too busy to locate what was different between Jaipur and Kolkata or Silchar. Within an hour, we were at the entrance of the college. After going through all the admission procedure, I was allotted the hostel room 318. Parents were not allowed to enter the hostel rooms due to COVID precautions, but I did something interesting. Well, I won't tell you guys about that. I set up my room and left in the evening. My room was bigger than I expected, and I was pretty happy with it. Now that I look back at it, I was alone for the first time in a new institute in a new city. I still wasn't nervous. I knew I have to meet new people while I'm going too much in depth. At this point, I did spend the first few hours alone when others were already making friends. But since then, I've made plenty of friends, and I am really sorry to all those with whom I didn't spend much time. Now, talking about academics, they changed a lot. From relentless studying every day during JEE preparation, college life was much easier to handle, at least the academic part. But disclaimer, academics don't get easier as you come to college, nor can you just chill out without worrying about your studies at all. All I said is that it is somehow easier to handle. You'll still find people who are always studying, but you'll also find absolute mad lads who'll just study one night and kick everyone in the butt. College teaches you a lot about the other world, but this whole experience teaches me a lot more about myself. At least there's something I've observed just after spending 1.5 months in hostel campus. I feel like I know myself better, both the good and the bad. I find it really hard to deny anyone asking for favor. I like to take challenges. I'm a typical attention seeker. I seek validation from other people and directly connect with my self esteem. And I'm not emotionally as strong as I thought. I was like, these are the things I didn't know about myself before. Although I don't think all these characteristics are good to possess, that's just where I stand at this point of time. Everyone is freakishly good at something or the other. Everyone is so talented. I get to learn something from everyone. A sense of this can always serve as one's drive to work on a better self, which is one of the major missings of being stuck away from college due to this pandemic. If you're already in college, you might relate to some of this. If you're gonna be joining college soon, you're in for a ride that will knock you off your feet and help you fly at the same time. And in the whole process, you will be overwhelmed, stressed, nervous, happy, nostalgic, all at the same time. And maybe after a few years, you'll be sitting with someone looking at the sunrise and you'll be asking them, do you ever look back on a particular day that turned your life into something you never thought it could be? I know mine. What about you?